I'm doing BBA. I'm doing BBA currently at IBA. So my second year just got completed. I'm on summer vacation right now in Jeddah. और हाँ बस यहाँ शुरू करते हैं. I'm a bit social over there, so I do know the ins and outs of the different things. So I'm just going to begin about my process because I was a candidate that went from Saudi Arabia, from Jeddah. I did my entire schooling, A levels, everything over here, and then I went to Pakistan to IBA just for the purpose of university. तो ये बिल्कुल अलग एक्सपीरियंस है क्योंकि मेरे वहाँ कोई दोस्त नहीं थे, मेरे वहाँ कोई राब्ते नहीं थे, इस तरह के कोई कनेक्शंस नहीं थे. It was a whole fresh start. So that might be the case for some of you people on this meeting right now. So let's just begin. Okay, I have like a small format जिसके बारे में चलूंगा. So first I start off with the campus. Okay, IBA का main campus is located inside of Karachi University in Karachi. Okay, it's not a part of Karachi University. It's just located inside the whole premise. Karachi University itself is both huge, and IBA itself is a semi-government university. It's not a completely private university. It's not a completely government university. It's semi-private, semi-government. So what that exactly means, I'm unsure of myself. But moving on, Adhika's campus, it's pretty big. It has a lot of amenities. We'll go over them later on in the video, like in different buildings and for different classes and everything. Then we have the IBA city campus. IBA ka jo asool hai, basically the way they work is the first year students, a freshman batch, they will be going to IBA city campus for all of their classes. They have a mix now, some classes in main campus and classes in city campus. The city campus is located inside of Sadr, and the first years go over there. अब इसमें एक और चीज़ ये भी होती है कि the hostels, if any of you are planning going to a hostel, hostels would be located inside of Karachi University, the main campus के पास हैं hostels, boys and girls के. लेकिन girls के जो first years हैं उनके जो hostel is on the 10th floor of city campus. This is big building, इसी में सारी classrooms हैं आपके, सब कुछ है, और साथ में और भी कुछ buildings साथ में attached हैं, लेकिन it's mainly this big Aman Tower जो आपके सामने नजर आ रहा है. For further guidance on the campus and everything, I have a campus tour video on YouTube, which got quite a bit of views. I uploaded last year, so you guys can check that out. I'll send a link of that in the group afterwards. And you can search this name up and you'll find the video. But that'll be covering the main campus. Moving on, let's go into the main things. Studies and extracurriculars about IBA. These are the main aspects of your life as a student. So I'll go over both of them first, starting with studies. Because studies के अंदर we have good and bad teachers. IBA का नाम काफी होगा पाकिस्तान के. I'm not sure how many of you would have heard of it. कितना आपने सुना उसके बारे में, लेकिन पाकिस्तान के अंदर इसका नाम काफी ऊपर है. It's with the IBA alums top नहीं दोनों. In terms of business, IBA alums बिल्कुल top है. तो it is the best of the best in the country. लेकिन good and bad teachers दोनों हैं. हमारे पास ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ top level teachers हैं, ऐसा भी नहीं कि बुरे teachers हैं. बहुत mixed है. You'll have some teachers that are good, some teachers that are bad. It's just like in a university. Like in teaching wise, I do like the staff. They're very helpful outside of the classroom. My classroom में तो teacher कितने आपको attention दे पाएगा in front of like 30-40 students. The main learning I feel with some teachers has been afterwards. If I meet them अलग से, they can help you with corporate connections. They can help you with many other things and shaping you. So keeping in good touch with the teachers, like teachers सारे अच्छे हैं. It's more about how you are with them. ठीक है, आप उनसे कितनी बना के रखेंगे उतना आपको फायदा उनसे होगा. एक बंदा आप यूनिवर्सिटी आपको दिया हुआ है for this purpose of shaping your future. Now it's up to you how you utilize that. आप सिर्फ क्लास आके वापस घर आ सकते हैं या फिर आप उसको यूज कर सकते हैं टीचर्स को, उनसे you can learn things outside the classroom. Then we have the grading system, which I mentioned is absolute grading. अब absolute grading आपको कुछ idea होगा. If you're giving A levels, you might know कि A levels के अंदर we have relative grading where a curve is made. जिसकी बेसिस पे आपको ग्रेड मिलता है अपना. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर 100 बच्चे एक पेपर दे रहे हैं एंड अ मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम गॉट लाइक विद इन द मार्क्स ऑफ 80-90, ठीक है, आउट ऑफ 100, तो जो ए स्टार का जो लेवल होगा इट विल बी प्रीटी हाई अप, ठीक है, और फेल भी उतना ही करीब होगा. तो रिलेटिव ग्रेडिंग कहते हैं इसको. एब्सोल्यूट ग्रेडिंग इज बेसिकली इतना कि सेट किया हुआ लोगों ने कि 70 फॉर एग्जांपल सी है, 80 पे बी है, 90 पे ए है, सेट किया हुआ. तो आईबीए के अंदर मेजॉरिटी ऑलमोस्ट ऑल लाइक 99% ऑफ टीचर्स डू फॉलो एब्सोल्यूट ग्रेडिंग. ठीक है. Moving on, we have the enrollment process, which is self-enrollment. अब enrollment क्या होती है? Some of you may not know. Enrollment is basically you select your own teachers, you select your own courses for the semester. अब एक semester के लिए fixed amount of courses होते हैं. For example, 5 courses BA वालों के लिए, let's suppose you have English language in one semester. The same semester you have computer, you have microeconomics, you have macroeconomics. So the courses are given to you. अब उनमें से आके टीचर्स को सिलेक्ट करना, because there will be different teachers for the same course ना. तो selecting your own schedule, that is something we do. You select your own timings for your classes, you select your own teachers for those classes, and all that. So it's going to have थोड़ी सी होती है. You might not get everything you want, but this gives you the option कि if let's suppose you know the teacher for a course microeconomics, yeah, and as of Pakistan industries, that's a course I just had. So I knew there's a teacher called Miss Dr. Khadija Badi who was very into the course, like in the sense that she would put you on field and put you in scenarios where you have to learn about this course directly, both on hands-on learning through the class. I wanted that, but someone just के लिए इतनी important नहीं है course. For example, they prefer something like business communication over this course priority wise. They just want a grade. तो वो then they can go for a teacher which is some other teacher जो आपको थोड़ा कम सिखाएंगे. डॉक्टर मसूद सिद्दीकी, he taught you much less than डॉक्टर तैयब बारी. तो ऐसे करके you can decide for yourself what type of learning you want, what type of environment you want. Then another thing which for me was a big one moving from Saudi to Pakistan was making your own notes. अब मैं यहाँ पढ़ा था जद्दा में, if any of you guys are familiar with Al-Wadi International School. Al-Wadi International School के अंदर we were always given notes from the beginning. I was always given notes by my teachers for every single subject. So I never ever had to make notes myself, handwrite them myself. मुझे बस exams से पहले वही notes पढ़ने थे and I would be done. यहाँ आके वो सिस्टम नहीं का, इधर आके all of a sudden you have to make everything. Teacher आएंगे क्लास में, वो present करेंगे, वो चले जाएंगे. अब whatever you grasp on that presentation, whatever notes you make, that's all on you. ठीक है. अब ये होता है कि since it's absolute grading, friends do help you out. Some people do give you notes. They can teach you as well. I might have a few friends in the meeting right now जो आए हैं. लेकिन people do teach you. They give you their own notes. लेकिन एक जो खुद notes बनाने की habit होगी, you'll have to make that when you come into IBA at least. And all universities, I think this goes for all universities, that you have to make your own notes. Then we have a mids and finals system. We don't have hourlies like we used to. Hourlies was basically that throughout the semester there will be 3 1-hour exam sessions throughout the semester. So hourlies capitals ko they introduced that in place of mids and finals. They can नहीं वो abolish कर दिए. Now it's just mids and finals. Normally आपका semester के बीच में midterms होंगे, फिर आपके final exams होंगे, and lastly you're graded holistically. इसका मतलब ये है कि it's not just on mids and finals. के marks के you get grades. You get grades on your quiz marks, you get on your assignments, you get grades on your class participation, and here mids and finals. तो इन सबकी percentage बनती है. For example, वो teacher की मर्जी होती है. For example, एक teacher कहते हैं कि 5 marks for class participation out of your whole grade. So 5% is given to class participation. 10% is given to assignments. That makes it 15% so far. Then some teachers can do 20% is given to quizzes. That makes it up to 35, right? 35%. I think. So as a karte, you'll figure out okay, grading is holistically, it's not just on your midterms, it's not just on your finals, it's not just on your quizzes, it's on everything combined. Okay, that I guess covers the studies part briefly. Moving on to extracurriculars, which is my favorite part. I feel like ये BBA का आपने करना है, तो BBA can be done from IBA, BBA can be done from ICRA, BBA can be done from any other university. So what sets IBA apart? Okay, BBA हर तरह same है ना. It's the fact that extracurricular opportunities आपको दी हुई हैं IBA की तरफ से, the growth opportunities you have as a student, they are phenomenal. Over here we have many societies, like I believe 37 student societies for like everything you can imagine. अगर आपको theater का शौक है, we have dramatic society. अगर आपको leadership का शौक है, we have IBA leadership club. अगर आपको public speaking का शौक है, तो we have IBA public speaking society. If you like arts and photography society. कुरान का शौक है, दीन का शौक है, इकरा सोसाइटी. तो हर किस्म की सोसाइटीज हैं इधर. तो this gives you like room to grow as a person outside your studies. For example, मैं एक student हूँ and I really like dramatics because I like theater, I like performing arts, I like performing in front of on stage, drama जो होता है. So I was a part of dramatic society. I acted in several plays throughout the year. So that is something apart from my studies, apart from your classic जो आपका education environment, which leads you to grow as a person, right? This goes for all other societies. अगर photography का शौक है, arts का शौक है, anything as such, you have that platform at this university. हर university में आपको इस platforms मिलते हैं इस level के और इतने अच्छे, तो एक ये आपको फायदा मिलता है. Then we have student politics, which is one of my favorite parts of IBA, which is कि बस अपनी पार्टीज बनी हुई, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज विद इन स्टूडेंट्स देमसेल्व्स. ऐसा नहीं कि ये जमीयत एमक्यू वाले मसले, वो नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. इट्स मोर लाइक कि स्टूडेंट्स में एक डिवीजन बनी हुई, जैसे हाउसेस जो आते हैं. इफ यू वॉच हैरी पॉटर, ठीक है, हॉगवर्ट्स के अंदर डिफरेंट हाउसेस, स्लिदरिन था, ग्रिफिंडोर था वगैरह, राइट. तो उस तरह की हमारी 3 मेन पार्टीज बनेंगी, फिर चौथी हॉस्टल है। तो इस तरह के इन लोगों के बीच में आपस में क्लैश होता है when it comes to elections. We elect student president, we elect student representatives. तो उन सब के काफी एक अच्छा माहौल होता है कैंपस पे, their power shows, their like campaigning and everything. So that this is a very nice extracurricular to have because it really shapes up who you are. It really shapes your environment, or you're pushing for and socializing and everything. It's a really fun thing. Then we have on-campus sports. Escape, I have a whole separate slide. We'll go into that later, but there are a lot of sports. There's a lot of sporting opportunities if you're into sports. Then again, sporting opportunities professionally. IB does not, maybe don't have all the sports like available on campus. They do support that if you want to go compete in any tournament. अपने सिंध में खेलना है, अपने nationals में खेलने जाके, IB does have that supporting power. And then lastly, there's a lot of events, and events आप खुद handle करना है. अब तक ये होता रहा था most likely schools के अंदर, colleges के अंदर कि you were just a part of the events, you were just attending the events, या फिर volunteer करते वो basic level पे. Now what happens is सब कुछ आपके हाथ में आता है events के लिए, is in the sense के event के अंदर आपने जो guest आ रहा है उसको contact करना. For example, concert है, हसन रहीम का नाम सुना होगा, हसन रहीम का कॉन्सर्ट हो रहा है, तो हसन रहीम तक को कांटेक्ट करना, उसके मैनेजर से नेगोशिएट करना, सारी बार्गेनिंग करना, स्पॉन्सर्स लाना टू फंड दैट इवेंट, वेंडर को लाना जो स्टेज सेटअप करेंगे, जो स्पीकर सेटअप करेंगे, वेन्यू बुक करना, ऑल दैट स्टफ इज नाउ इन योर हैंड्स. तो if you want to attend the events, you can definitely just attend the events normally as a normal person, right? तो वो भी फायदा होगा कि in this university you get a lot of free events such. लेकिन ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सच इवेंट्स, कॉन्सर्ट्स नहीं, वैसे और इवेंट्स भी होते हैं, मैं खुद कॉन्सर्ट्स नहीं आता, लेकिन ऑर्गेनाइजिंग एनी सच इवेंट्स, इसमें there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of room for learning when it comes to sponsors outreach, when it comes to pitching your own event, when it comes to managing the whole event, रातों को देर तक कैंपस में रुकना, वेंडर से डीलिंग करना, सारे मसले देखना, फाइनेंसेस हैंडल करना पूरे इवेंट के. इट्स अ ह्यूज लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म विद लाइक नथिंग टू लूज, बिकॉज ये आईबी है ना, इट्स अ यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल. तो अभी ऐसा होना है कि कोई रीडमेंट इम्प्लीकेशंस हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल मेरा इवेंट फेल होता है, मेरे घर वालों को कोई मसला नहीं होगा, मेरे बच्चे भूखे नहीं सोएंगे, ठीक है, बिकॉज आई एम स्टिल अ स्टूडेंट at a university. It's just sort of my playground to learn what I want from life, to develop the soft skills and move forward. तो ये सब आपको फायदा होता है extracurriculars, and I really am an advocate for extracurriculars at university. Moving on, let's go on sporting options on campus. Yeah, now we have a lot of them. A lot. I might be missing out a few. I'll go over them. Table tennis हमारे पास, we have 2 table tennis tables on campus. We have volleyball court, a पूरा volleyball court made. We have tennis, lawn tennis जो होती है, उसके भी हमारे पास 2 courts बने हुए हैं. We have snooker के 2 tables हैं ऊपर. Foosball जो पट्टी होती है, it's not a professional sport exactly, लेकिन it is something that a lot of people play. तो उसके भी multiple, we have tables around the campus. Archery, आर्चरी की टाइमिंग्स होती हैं, सो लाइक कि उसका जगह रखी हुई है, लेकिन आर्चरी की टाइमिंग्स होती हैं. देयर इज अ कोच दैट कम्स एंड दे हैव प्रॉपर प्रोफेशनल बोज, दे हैव अ होल सेटअप कि आर्चरी की प्रैक्टिस होती है, आई बिलीव हर मंडे वेडनेसडे शाम 5 बजे. देन वी आल्सो हैव जैवलिन थ्रो व्हिच आई वाज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ, लेकिन ये भी अगेन शाम में होती है, कोच आता है इसके लिए, एंड जैवलिन की प्रैक्टिस होती है. We have football, obviously. We have futsal. We have cricket, badminton, basketball, rowing. अब IBA का ये है कि ऐसे sporting opportunities पिछली साइड में, तो there are many sporting opportunities to pursue these things professionally. अब हमारी कोई, I believe like she graduated now, लेकिन she played internationally for Pakistan in badminton, and she was an IBA student. While studying at IBA, she played internationals, badminton पे. Similarly, हमारे students अभी they won second or third place in rowing recently in all over Pakistan. Rowing वो जो boat से rowing होती है, हमारे पास वो obviously boat तो नहीं हुई campus पे, so we have the rowing machine and everything, and the coach होता है, they go for practices on season and everything. Same goes for archery. I believe we came like third in all of Sindh. Table tennis के अंदर we came first in all of Sindh. तो ऐसे करके we have these sporting options that IBA pushes students forward to, and they promote sort of. So if you're a student that has potential in any sports, you guys do get the platform to express that nationally, internationally. IB does give you that support features. Moving on to how IBA changed me. How IBA changed me was is a bit of a unique one because I came from, again, I said पहले कि Saudi से मैं गया था पाकिस्तान, तो मेरी experience was a bit different than other people. अब पाकिस्तान में आके I realized कि वहाँ के रवाज काफी था कि बच्चे MUNs करते हुए आ रहे थे, people were doing a lot of events पैसे during the college days, वहाँ societies होती थी, अच्छे अच्छे colleges हैं, Nixer है, पता नहीं और क्या है, Alpha है, who had been doing events and everything पहले से. I don't have that experience. I got all that when I got vibe, you know. So I learned to be an extrovert first of all. मेरा ये था कि I do not know a single person outside of my खानदान वाले in Pakistan when I came to Pakistan 3 years ago. So I was like, yeah, यहाँ आके extrovert बनूंगा. No one knows me. I can present myself in any way I want to be, and they'll believe it because they don't know me. No one knows me. कि Zain पहले क्या था. So I got a chance to be an extrovert. I tried it out for a year, 2 years. अभी तक मैं थोड़ा बहुत हूँ. लेकिन deep down I'm an introvert. लेकिन वहाँ जाके I experimented this whole extrovert persona, and it played well for me. I made a lot of friends in the 3 years I've been here in Pakistan. अब तो मैं सऊदी में फिलहाल. अच्छा, then manage studies and extracurriculars. अब मेरे अंदर एक बुरी चीज़ थी है कि I would give all of my time and attention to one thing when I'm doing it other than studies. तो मैं एक्स्ट्रा क्रिटिक्स बोलता था, लग जाता था कि कोई इवेंट आ रहा है फाइनल से पहले, कोई बात नहीं है, मैं पूरा इवेंट पे जान दे दूंगा अपनी. But now where it sort of taught me throughout the 3 years has been कि you have to दोनों को लेकर चलना है साथ साथ, and you learn that by seeing others as well. जब आपके साथ एक बंदा जो आपसे ज़्यादा मेहनत कर रहा है किसी इवेंट के ऊपर, they're working on their activities much more than you are, but they're also managing their studies. You learn to see how they are doing it, and फिर आप वो चीज़ अपने ऊपर कर सकते हैं. Yeah, like मैं देखा लड़कों को जो पूरी पूरी रात इन्होंने इवेंट्स पे लगाई हैं, like a week before finals, और फिर उसके बाद वो लोग गायब हो गए. वो सिर्फ पढ़ाई में लगे हुए थे, क्योंकि उन्हें इवेंट भी करना था लेकिन उन्हें पढ़ाई भी करनी थी अपनी. तो दोनों चीज मैच करते हैं. Again, this is a playground. University is your playground. That's something I like to think of. Okay, this is a place where I can mess around and I learn. ठीक है, यहाँ मेरे ऊपर कोई real world implications नहीं है. For example, कल को आप जॉब करने जाते हैं, आप business भी कर रहे हैं, and you have a family behind you. You have to support them. You can't afford to mess around them. Abhi, Allah ka shukr, for most of us, our parents are there to support us. This is our time to learn who we are, mess around, and find out everything. All I had was myself. That's another point. Okay, initially कोई दोस्त नहीं था ना, right? So I had to learn everything myself, and that's another thing that IB also sort of pushed me into कि लोगों से आगे बात करना सब कुछ. तो कुछ चीज़ नहीं समझ आई तो खुद उसको जानना उसके बारे में, क्योंकि मुझे पाकिस्तान के तरीकों का नहीं पता था हर चीज़ के बारे में, और डिफरेंट ऑफिस का नहीं पता था कि भाई फाइनेंस ऑफिस में क्या होता है, फॉर एग्जांपल ये यहाँ क्या होता है. तो सब कुछ मैं खुद कर करके सीखना पड़ा. तो दैट, ओके, इट डज सीम अ बिट सैडनिंग टू हियर, लेकिन इट रियली टीचेस यू अ लॉट. इट changes who you are. It makes you like sort of step into the adult life. जो आगे लिखा हुआ मैंने. It makes you step into the adult life कि you realize at some point कि यार अब अम्मी अब्बू नहीं बताने के लिए कि बेटा तुम्हें पढ़ना है, ठीक है, अब मुझे खुद पढ़ना है. ठीक है, अब मेरे पास कोई और नहीं है, पुश नहीं कर रहा पीछे से तुम्हें ये करना है वो करना है. I don't know. I just wake up and now I have to decide what I want to do. That is something that is really powerful when it comes to universities. Then there's the fact that it improves a lot of soft skills, such as speaking to people, sales, public speaking, ठीक है, campaigning, marketing, बहुत soft skills बनी. graphic design हमने किए है events के दौरान, video editing हमने बहुत ज़्यादा किए events के दौरान. तो like a lot of these things have been formed. It made me network again with the extrovert white thing, लेकिन it made me network in the sense कोई event होता है, now I don't just look at that as कि भाई बस सुन के मैं जाना है. I look at कि जो speaker है, if there is someone of interest, I want to speak to them somehow afterwards. जैसे एक event हुआ था recently time हो गया इसको, लेकिन हमारे management teacher ने करवाया था एक event. And over there was this person who was a sales head for a company. वो company नाम याद नहीं आ रहा फिलहाल. लेकिन it was a big shot, ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा था. And he spoke about sales, and मेरा interest sales का ही है mainly. So after the event, I went up to that guy. वो कैंटीन में नहीं मिला था मुझे, अपने बेटे का इंतजार कर रहा था I guess. तो मैं पास गया, I just broke the ice. I spoke to him. I networked. I got his LinkedIn, and now I have a connection with the person. I've spoken to him. I have his number as well. So inshallah, kal ko if I need an internship or anything as such, I can contact him for that. So it makes you network at some point. Now you grow up from that kid जो बस पढ़ाई करता है, games खेलता है, घर आके सो आता है. वो system अब नहीं रहा. Now you're sort of handling yourself. You're becoming an adult. Lastly, helped me find myself in all these things. कि societies के through you experiment. कि अच्छा ड्रामा कर देखिए, ड्रामा को पसंद नहीं है, चलो सही है, let's try some sport नहीं पसंद है, चलो कुछ और करते हैं, let's try arts. What if you like arts? अगर वो पसंद है, रीडिंग का बुक क्लब है, तो बुक क्लब पसंद आता है, you'll experiment. You have this whole ground to experiment, and you can find yourself. That's how IB changed me, I guess. Now let's go into the काम की बात है कि undergraduate programs offered at IBA. We have BBA, which is Bachelor's in Business Administration. That's what I'm doing. We have ACF. हम ACF कहते हैं. It's also called BSAF, which is Bachelor's in Accounting and Finance. It's a finance degree, accounting. The name says it all. Right, then we have Bachelor's in Computer Science. It's just like any computer science degree. It is accelerating. IB की जो computer science department है, it is going well. A lot of people used to say कि यार क्या business university computer science program करेगी, लेकिन as far as I've heard, IBA computer science program is on par with FAST or NUST. It's going to that level. अभी तक वहाँ पहुंचे नहीं, लेकिन it is going to that level. especially the fact कि extra curriculars बहुत है ना आपके पास यहाँ, तो आप एक other grooming होती है, बाकी यूनिवर्सिटीज नहीं होती. For example, फास्ट में अगर उनका CS बहुत अच्छा है, तो फास्ट में CS अच्छा होगा, लेकिन वहाँ पे आपको फिर ये इवेंट्स, आपको ये सब कुछ आपकी आउटसाइड द क्लासरूम आपकी ग्रूमिंग नहीं हो रही, जो आपको IBA मिल रही है. तो आई वुड रादर गो टू IBA for computer science compared to fast, and then have the other grooming as well. Then we have ECO, which is Bachelor's in Economics. We have EM, which is Bachelor's in Economics and Mathematics. Now, Economics and Mathematics, थोड़ा सा उसी चीज़ को ज़्यादा specialize कर दिया आपने. And then we have SS, which is Bachelor's in Social Sciences. In all of these programs, I believe you can major further into something. You can go into specializations in your third year or second year, depending on the program. The BBA, they can do marketing, they can do HR, they can do management, they can do finance. Accounting finance, they can go into tax law, they can go into laws, they can go into tax, they can go into portfolio management. I think as such, CS walon can, I'm not so sure what they can specialize in, but I believe they can go into data structures, they can go into algorithms and everything. Economics can do the same thing. There are different specializations. You can go into actuarial sciences, you can go into data analysis and everything. And social sciences you can go into journalism, you can go into history, you can go into philosophy. So you have all these routes open through these programs. Now, the best thing, in my opinion, about IBA is the fact that itne programs offer, you get to communicate and socialize with different people from different programs. So if I look at me as a BBA student, I have friends who are doing CS, who are doing economics, maths, who are doing social science, who are doing accounting and finance. So when I graduate from here, I will have these corporate connections in all of these different fields. So it will be I'll have these links because it gives you a very diverse base of people to speak around with. Sub ek campus pe aata hai, so I get to communicate with all of them. Let's go into the admission requirements for BBA. Is this clear? This photo, I'm not sure video mein kaise aa rahi hogi. So if someone can just tell me, open their mic. Okay, perfect. So admission requirements ke andar we have BBA ke liye, theek hai, it's different. For the rest, it's pretty much the same. BBA ke liye you need 2 Bs in your A levels or 1 C. ठीक है, तो 3 A levels चाहिए आपको, with a minimum of 2 Bs and 1 C. मेरे साथ ये हुआ था कि I was the COVID batch in A levels, so I had A level grades of A star, C, C. IB did not accept that. So I had to give one paper again, and I got A star, B, C. Those were my grades then, and that's how I got into IBA. लेकिन अब I believe they're changing it. It's not set in stone, लेकिन they are changing this method. और मेरे ख्याल से कर रहे हैं कि they're going to give you points according to your grades, उस हिसाब से आपको लेंगे. तो in short, you'll need around 60 to 65%. और अगर आप फेडरल बोर्ड के हिसाब से देखें to get into IBA for BBA program. Okay, SAT के अंदर I came from SAT, SAT 1 दिया था मैंने. उसके अंदर you need a minimum of 1270 to be exempted from IBA's test. अब इसका क्या मतलब होगा? IBA test is going to be common maths and English, right? तो normal तरीके ये होता है कि आप टेस्ट दें IBA का, and then on that basis you get either call for an interview or you get direct admission. If you got at least 1270 in your SAT or above with a 600 out of 800 in maths and English, 600 कम से कम आपके आए दोनों में. तो for example मेरा score था I believe 640 and 650 ऐसा कुछ था. This 660 plus और 1290 आ गया ना. तो I got क्या कहते हैं into IBA through the interview route. फिर मैं test exempt हो गया, now I'm called for interview call होगा तो I just have to go to the interview हो जाएगा. When it comes to admission requirements for other programs, ACF and ECO के लिए it's 1 B and 2 Cs in your A levels, so it's less than BBA. And CS and economics maths के लिए it's 1 B and 2 Cs with at least maths. You need maths. बाकी for any subject including SS, you do not need maths. In your A levels. For computer science and economics maths, you will need maths. Achha, I'm forgetting a program. There's also bachelor's in mathematics offered. I forgot to mention that over here. मुझे भी याद आया एकदम से कि there's a bachelor. It was started 2 years ago. तो जब मैं आया था batch में, that's when they started the program. So there's also bachelor's in mathematics. Okay. Moving on, we have the admission schedule. जी आपको online मिल जाएगा. You can just go up and search IB admission schedule. Same for the requirements. You can search IB admission requirements. तो अभी देखें यहाँ, if you look at it, you guys have अभी we have passed the round 1. There are 2 rounds for IB. The ऊपर लिखा हुआ R1, R2. पहले 2 columns जो हैं, 3 columns में after the activity वाला, पहले 2 columns जो हैं, उसके अंदर showing round 1s. Then there's round 2s. Round 2 का time रहता है आप लोगों के पास. जिसके अंदर the forms will open on April 1st. So I believe they're open right now, and the forms are closing. The submission deadline is closing on June 21st for BBA, BS CCF, BS Eco, and Social Science. कंप्यूटर साइंस, मैथ्स और ईएम के लिए इट्स दे क्लोजिंग ऑन फ्राइडे जुलाई 12th, राइट। फिर आपको यहाँ पे फॉर्म फिल करना है, राइट। इसके अंदर दे नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग मच, दे जस्ट चेकिंग कि भाई आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स पूरी हो रही है या नहीं, आपके ग्रेड्स आ रहे हैं, और या फिर राइट पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट, वो भी इतना कोई खास चेक नहीं करता है बिलीव। आपने बस फॉर्म फिल करना है, ठीक है। Now, if you meet the criteria, then you get called for aptitude test, which will be on June 30th या July 21st, depending on your program. aptitude test होगा again, अगर आपने SAT दिया हुआ है आपका ये exempt हो जाएगा, provided you have 1270 or above with 600 at least in both maths and English, right? तो अगर आपने SAT दिया था, you have to give a test, फिर आपने बस वेट करना इंटरव्यू डेट्स के लिए। इंटरव्यू के लिए आपको टाइम मिलेगा, यू गेट ईमेल फॉर इट, इंटरव्यूज की डेट्स। तो ऐसे BBA के वीक शुरू होंगी जुलाई 11 से 14 विल बी इंटरव्यूज, एंड EMCS मैथमेटिक्स की होंगी 29 से 31 जुलाई इंटरव्यू डेट्स। फिर आपके आएंगे फाइनल रिजल्ट्स which will be in July on July 18, और उसके बाद ओरिएंटेशन होगी एंड द कमेंसमेंट ऑफ क्लासेस एट द सेम टाइम। तो राउंड 1 राउंड 2 जो दो चीजें हैं, इट्स नॉट के राउंड 1 अलग है, एक अलग बैच स्टार्ट हुआ है, नहीं। जो राउंड 1 में जनवरी में जिसका एडमिशन हो गया, जनवरी सॉरी, उसके एडमिशन रिजल्ट आएगा उसको मार्च में, जिसको मार्च में रिजल्ट आएगा उसका एडमिशन हो गया, और जिसको जुलाई में रिजल्ट आ रहा है अपना, both of them are starting class at the same time. They just 2 rounds to apply in case like कोई किसी एग्जाम खत्म नहीं हुआ अभी तक या कुछ भी हुआ। These are just 2 different rounds you have to apply. मौके आपको आपके ऊपर है, जब आपको हो, लेकिन क्लास आपकी सेम टाइम स्टार्ट होंगी, राइट। तो अभी राउंड 1 खत्म हो गया फॉर दिस ईयर, राउंड 2 का यू गाइस कैन अप्लाई, यू हैव a few days left. तो ना प्रोसेस का ये है कि you fill your admission form, ठीक है, जिसके अंदर you'll mention your grades, you'll link to all the data that's necessary, ठीक है, it's not that complicated, the admission form is pretty straightforward. Then you have to give the test or skip it if you are given SAT, ठीक है, and you have gotten the required grade. Then आपका इंटरव्यू का डायरेक्ट एडमिशन होगा। अब ये क्या होता है, if let's suppose you give the test and you got a pretty high number, एक benchmark set होता है according to curve, this is right, ठीक है, तो एक curve बनता है। अब अगर let's suppose SAT के अंदर I'll give SAT example दे दूंगा मैं। SAT में it's out 1600, right? तो let's suppose you get on any grades above 1450, example दे रहा हूँ, you get direct admission into IBA. Now this changes according to the people that are applying, curve बनता है, जैसे A levels बनता है curve, वैसे यहाँ curve बनता है। तो it could be 1300, it could be 1400, it could be 1500, right? So there's a cutoff for direct admission, and anyone below that cutoff but still above the baseline cutoff, they're going to be called for interview. Goes same for tests, goes same for the SAT. ठीक है। तो जैसे मेरा कजन है, उसका डायरेक्ट एडमिशन हुआ था, मेरा खुद का इंटरव्यू हुआ था बिकॉज मेरे 1290 आए थे SAT में, and I just went for the interview and I got in to the interview. Then there's document submission after you get your result, कि आपको हो गया एडमिशन या नहीं हुआ, आपको बुला देते हैं डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिशन के लिए। दिस इज a few weeks before classes start, in which you have to give your original certificates, your equivalency and everything. Equivalency बाद में बन जाएगी, उसका मसला नहीं होता। if you're coming from abroad, you're given A levels, उसका इतना इशू नहीं है। तो हाँ, moving on now for myself, for overseas candidates like most of you are here, orientation helps makes friends, ठीक है, because एक मसला होगा आपको when you come here originally कि हर बंदे का कोई ना कोई दोस्त होगा, कोई ना कोई जानने वाला होगा, आपके नहीं होगा। ये ओरिएंटेशन में आएंगे, कोई ना कोई किसी के दोस्त, किसी के भाई का दोस्त है, कोई किसी का कुछ है, डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस में लोगों के इंटरेक्शंस ऐसे होते रहे, स्कूल्स में एक साथ कोई ना कोई थे, राइट। सो दे ऑल नो, समवन नोज ईच अदर, you don't because you're new, right? Most chances are you won't know anyone. So orientation really helps make friends over there. तो utilize that. शुरू में you have orientation captain जो आपको थोड़ी socialize करवाते हैं जबरदस्ती, तो utilize that, ठीक है। Then it seems intimidating at first, but just go for it. Make your own notes. Don't be afraid to ask for help from anyone. ठीक है, you're learning obviously, and it's okay. No one's gonna remember that you asked for help like 5 months ago. किसी को परवाह नहीं होती। You will find your people. आपको शुरू में लगे कि मैं भाई साहब तो लोग दोस्त मिलेंगे इस तरह के, लेकिन नहीं, you will eventually find your own set of people. इतना करवाने की जरूरत नहीं है। Whatever way you are, like मैं आपको थोड़ा डिस्क्रिमिनेट करके बता दूं एक फुल एग्जांपल से, अगर आप फुल पार्टी वाले हैं ना, you all you want is parties, raves, concerts, आपको इस तरह के लोग मिलेंगे। अगर आप बिल्कुल तबलीगी जमात टाइप के हैं कि you want just कुरान पढ़ना, दोस्त नमाज पढ़ें, हम लोग दादी को सबकी एवरीथिंग, you आपको इस तरह के लोग भी मिलेंगे। आपको बीच के चाहिए, आपको वो भी मिलेंगे। You'll find everyone over here, okay? तो don't worry कि मुझे अपने किसी लोग नहीं मिलेंगे, it'll be fine, even if you're coming from abroad. Then capitalize on opportunities such as, अब मैं इसके ऊपर मजीद आगे बोलूँगा, I believe, हाँ, capitalize on extracurriculars and any achievements you have done. Interview के अंदर भी वैसे भी capitalize on any opportunity that comes your way, like from now, ठीक है, आपको अभी से कोई मौका मिलता है उसका यूज़ करें, बिकॉज इंटरव्यू में भी काम आएगा, बाद में भी काम आएगा, बाद में तो आपने ज़्यादा कैपिटलाइज करना चाहिए उनके ऊपर। Then capitalize on the fact that you're an overseas candidate, but don't make an entire personality in the interview. Just mention the fact that this is a challenge for you, लेकिन you're also accepting the challenge and you're facing it head on instead of being scared of it. That that can be like, it's all about framing things in the interview. Interview पर आपको ज़्यादा tips चाहिए, तो I have a whole IBA interview guide on YouTube as well. So you guys can go ahead and search, I believe, Zen 3.0, Zen.3.0, या फिर the Zen IBA लिखते हैं, and you'll find up my videos probably. So you can go search this up as well. I share on the group. So it's a whole guide to the IBA interview. And I believe that is it from my end. Floor is open to any further questions if you guys have any. And for any queries, you guys could contact me on Instagram or WhatsApp, or you can watch my YouTube videos. So I guess that's it from my end.
Thank you so much, Zain. It was very जबरदस्त सेशन, और आई कैन सी कि वो प्रीवियसली जो तुम सेशन करते रहे हो पढ़ो एंड पढ़ाओ के साथ, उसके भी काफी फैंस मौजूद हैं. इट वाज वेरी गुड सेशन. मैं भी कोशिश करके इंशाल्लाह आई विल अपलोड एट आवर पढ़ो एंड पढ़ाओ चैनल. तो अगर किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज यू कैन आस्क Zain. आई थिंक
क्या मिनिमम एज है रजिस्टर करने के लिए?
एडमिशन के लिए मिनिमम एज पूछ रहे हैं आप?
हाँ जी.
आई बिलीव 17. लेकिन उस पर इतना कोई जोर नहीं दिया था इसके ऊपर. इट्स फाइन आई गेस. 17 होना चाहिए. आई गेस वी नीड टू हैव योर ओन एंट्री कुछ तो, बट डजंट मेक मच ऑफ अ डिफरेंस.
और अगर कोई गैप ईयर लेना चाहे तो उसमें कोई फर्क पड़ता है?
ना गैप ईयर से बस मेरे इशू ये आता है कि आपके इंटरव्यू के अंदर they might ask you कि आपने गैप ईयर क्यों लिया था. Other than that, it makes no difference. But yes, you can't have taken, I believe, over 2 gap years. 3 gap years में से आपके 2 तक सही है, which is usually the case. उससे ज़्यादा कोई लेता भी नहीं है वैसे.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, well, anything else about IBA? कुछ भी you guys can ask.
किसी और को कोई क्वेश्चन है तो Zain जो है वो जरूर हेल्प करेगा यहाँ पर भी और यूनिवर्सिटी में भी.
हाँ, यूनिवर्सिटी में आप लोग आ गए तो जरूर. और you guys
हाँ,
can message
बिल्कुल.
me as well. I'll share the number. साइड में भी था. I'll share group पे भी. You guys can contact me for any help. हम लोग करते रहते हैं वैसे भी. So yes.
Thank you so much. और कोई क्वेश्चन? खैर आई थिंक Zain के यू हैव एक्सप्लेन इट वेरी वेल, और सारी क्वेरीज और सारी कंफ्यूजन जो हैं वो दूर हो गई हैं. और मैं इंशाल्लाह आई विल अपलोड दिस ऑन यूट्यूब. तो अगर किसी को कुछ और पूछना होगा या देखना होगा तो थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक्स फॉर योर टाइम. Although मुझे पता है कि you are here for your vacations, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, it was a pleasure. It was nice reconnecting on this platform again. It was really nice.
Okay. Thank you and Allah Hafiz everyone.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.